Nintendo Switch 2 rumors have been swirling for years, but now we have some signs of life. The company officially revealed the sequel to its most successful home console ever in a brief trailer on January 16th. The Switch 2 looks functionally very similar to the original system, albeit with a larger display, magnetic Joy-Cons, and a sleeker design. The company also reaffirmed that the upcoming console will be backwards compatible with Switch games. While the reveal did confirm some rumors and have a few interesting details for those who were paying close attention, Nintendo is still largely keeping its cards close to its chest. We'll have to wait until a special Nintendo Direct on April 2nd for all the juicy information. Annoyingly, that date is a Wednesday and not a Tuesday. The rumor mill had heavily suggested that Nintendo would pull back the curtain on the Switch 2 on January 16th, and that turned out to be the case. The company hasn't changed the core form factor. It's a portable console with detachable Joy-Cons. The Switch 2 can be placed in a dock for big screen gaming. There are some significant differences from the original console, however, Vanta matter. And the most obvious one is that the next gen Joy-Cons will no longer slide into place mechanically. Instead, they'll attach to the main unit magnetically. There is a small connector that's likely used to charge the controllers and perhaps remove the need to link them via Bluetooth. It's unclear at this point if Joy-Cons from the original system will be compatible with the Switch 2. One other big and very welcome change is the addition of a second USB-C port on the top of the device. That should make it much easier to plug in accessories while the Switch 2 is docked. It's great to see that Nintendo has kept the headphone jack as well. Let's just hope that Bluetooth headphone support is live from the jump this time and Nintendo doesn't leave everyone waiting 4 years for that feature. The kickstand is getting an upgrade as well. As with the Switch OLED, it spans the length of the console. But, according to the trailer, this one looks fully adjustable, so you can tweak the viewing angle to one that works for you. When will the Nintendo Switch 2 come out? 2025. That's all we know for sure at this point. It's highly unlikely that Nintendo will release the console before the dedicated Direct on April 2nd, and not only because that's at the start of Nintendo's next financial year. However, accessory manufacturer Genki, which has been a major source of leaks in recent months, claims the console will be released in April. In any case, we should learn the release date during the April 2nd Direct if we haven't already by then. When can I try the Nintendo Switch 2? Nintendo is planning a worldwide roadshow to let gamers go hands on with the console. These events start in New York and Paris on April 3rd to 6th, with others taking place throughout the following 2 months. That lends credence to some suggestions that Nintendo will release the Switch 2 in June. Ticket registration for the Switch 2, experience events in the US, in New York, Los Angeles, and Paris, starts on January 17th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time and will remain open until January 26th. A Nintendo account is required to sign up. Nintendo will randomly select the recipients of the free tickets. Will the Nintendo Switch 2 have some weirdness? Everything we've seen and so far about this console has been fairly, well, traditional. It looks like the original Switch, but better. That's awesome. But will there be any of that unpredictable Nintendo magic? Maybe. There are two puzzling additions that folks can't make hide nor hair of. Keen eyes will have noticed a new button on the bottom of the right Joy-Con. It not yet clear what this does. Could it initiate voice chat during gameplay? Could it calibrate the controllers? Could it create a room-sized hologram of Bowser in your living room? We'll have to wait and see. Now onto the updated Joy-Cons. There appears to be a new sensor on the connecting side of each controller. It looks a whole lot like an optical sensor, which is what a computer mouse uses. This has led to speculation that players will be able to flip the Joy-Con over and use it like a mouse. Of note, the trailer shows the Joy-Cons moving along a flat surface, connectors side down, and looking suspiciously like a mouse. But why would anyone even want this? I can think of three words: New Mario Paint. Is the Nintendo Switch 2 backwards compatible? The company confirmed in November 2024 that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be backwards compatible. It will also feature access to Nintendo Online, so users will be able to play all of those old retro titles. In the initial Nintendo Switch 2 press release, Nintendo reiterated that physical and digital Switch games will work on the new system. However, it noted that certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. More details about which games those are will be revealed later. What about specs? The rumors regarding specs are all over the place, so it's tough to pin down. We know one thing for sure: it'll be more powerful than the ancient Switch hardware, which was already antiquated back in 2017. One analyst allegedly got a hold of a spec sheet from the Korean United Daily News that said the Switch 2 would boast an 8-core Cortex, a 78AE processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 64 gigabytes of internal eMMC storage. This tracks for me, as these specs are about as underpowered in 2024 as the original Switch was in 2017. However, some reports do indicate that the console will include 12 gigabytes of RAM. Another source suggests that the 8-core CPU will be packaged inside an NVIDIA-produced Tegra 239 SoC system on a chip. Given the current Switch runs on an NVIDIA chip, that makes a lot of sense. The CPU will be more powerful, but it's the Switch 2's new GPU that will be a major differentiator. It's all but confirmed that the Switch 2 will support DLSS, NVIDIA's deep learning super sampling upscaling tech, which would allow the console to render games at a low resolution internally while outputting a high resolution image. Fun fact: we actually wrote about how perfect DLSS was for the Nintendo Switch 2 when the technology was announced alongside the RTX 20 series back in 2018. There are still questions about the Switch 2 and DLSS. Will the system support newer DLSS features like frame generation? Will existing games be automatically tidied up by NVIDIA's algorithm? Regardless of the exact implementation, DLSS upscaling will be a huge leap over the rudimentary techniques available to Nintendo Switch developers. As for the display, there are many conflicting rumors. Early reports from solid sources suggested the Switch 2 would have an 8-inch display LCD display. The Switch 2's display certainly looks larger than that of the original Switch in a side-by-side comparison in the reveal trailer. Some analysts have suggested this would be an OLED screen, while others have said it would be a mini LED display. A mini LED display is basically an LCD display that has a backlight made of surprise mini LEDs rather than edge lighting. This allows for local dimming, making the blacks more black. I'm hedging my bets here. I think it'll be a standard LCD to cut costs, with an OLED or mini LED model coming later down the line. However, mini LED screens are slightly cheaper than OLED displays, so that's certainly a possibility at launch. As for resolution, recent reporting suggests that the console will output 1080p in handheld and 4K when docked. That's much better than the original Switch. Meanwhile, it's not yet clear if the Switch 2 will deliver performance or visual upgrades to original Switch games. How much will the Nintendo Switch 2 cost? We don't have too much information regarding price, but we do have plenty of history to work with. The original Nintendo Switch launched at $300, which is pretty much the magic number when it comes to Nintendo console releases in recent years. The Wii U also came in at $300. However, there are plenty of rumors circulating that Nintendo could be upping the asking price for the Switch 2. Numerous outlets have reported it'll be $400 or potentially even more expensive. However, the same analysts who say the console will be $400 were also fairly certain it would be out by the end of 2024, and well, that didn't happen. Again, we should get confirmation of the price during the April 2nd Nintendo Direct. Do we know about any launch games? Not so much. The reveal trailer offered a peek at a new Mario Kart game. Nintendo released Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U over a decade ago, and it's been milking that cash cow ever since, having sold more than 64 million copies of the game across that console and the Switch. It's definitely time for a new entry. And that's everything we know so far about the Nintendo Switch 2. What are you most excited about for the Switch 2? The upgraded specs, backward compatibility, or maybe the rumored new Mario Kart? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay gaming.